let's look at one law, the law of logic. One of the laws of logic is the law of non-contradiction, right?
Yeah, that's
John cannot be here right now and not be here right now in the same way at the same time. And it applies universally, right? So there are distinctive laws.
Right. The laws these ones I wouldn't deny, obviously, laws of logic. But the problem is going to be, if you have formed a dodgy concept which doesn't correspond with reality, and then use logic on it, you'll end up with a fallacious answer.
I agree, but what I'm saying
is... like, there used to be a fellow up here, always asked, what happens, where does the wind go when it's not blowing?
Okay, that's fine, but again, let's not reduce down to absurdities. What I'm saying...
No, it's not an absurdity, it's an indication of a false concept.
Yes, but...
Because there isn't any wind.
But John, let's agree as to what we can agree about. Now, we agree that there are laws in the universe. We agree.
No, wait a minute.
You said you agree with the law of non-contradiction. You do agree with the law of non-contradiction.
Yes, and
there's the laws of physics as well.
These manipulative laws allow you to manipulate symbols and concepts. But whether they actually...
I wouldn't say they manipulated it in
well, that's
way.
what logic is.
No, but we're talking about the laws which govern this universe, right? Now we perceive them, obviously, as human beings, but they're definitive, they're unchanging, they're universal, right? For example, gravity, we know the law, right? We know the laws of logic, we know the law of non-contradiction, we know these things apply, and they're there. We know that the universe is mathematically coherent, we can understand it, right? Now the question I want to ask is, how on naturalism or materialism can we account for one, a rational mind, and two, a rational universe?
How can we count? Well, I don't know, because I don't have so
do you see
much...
why do you know why I asked the question?
Yeah, because you say it's got to come from somewhere.
No, there's a reason, because on naturalism, what we say if you reduce down to the foundations, everything is a result of is blind, random physical processes, right? This is what everything is the result of. Now, how out of irrational, blind physical processes do you get a rational mind and a rational universe?
No, well, we don't know that they are irrational. They're not anything. Rational things are things that our mind
let's be consistent.
Together.
John, let's be consistent now.
No, they are just, if it's a law of nature, it's just a law of nature. You're not going to say it's... No, because it suits you too well to say it's a rational law.
John, we agree.
Because then you can say, oh, we are a rational mind, then, the two work together.
Here's the thing. We agreed that the mind is rational to an extent, and we defined it and you agreed. We also agreed that the universe is rational, intelligible, right? Meaning that there are distinctive laws. It is mathematically coherent. There is supposed fine-tuning in the universe. There are these things that exist. Now, when I ask you the question, you can't backtrack now. You have to try. And I'm not saying give me a direct answer. I'm saying think about it. Let's see what conclusion do you come to? That's why I'm interested.
Come to.
Why out of irrationality do you get rationality? How? Forget the why question. Let's address the how question.
How do I don't know. This is the big problem. This is the big problem.
For naturalism, at least.
For skeptics.
For naturalism or materialism or skeptics.
Well, I'm not saying I'm a naturalist or a skeptic, but I mean, I'm
do you have any inferences that you can make to this phenomenon that we observe in reality?
Not really, no.
To this rationality?
Because I don't know how much is there and how much depends on your mind. I mean, mathematics, numbers. Are they something to be discovered, or are they something that we impose on nature?
Okay, as far as numbers are concerned, I would argue they're not something we impose because they're not a subjective, relative entity. They're absolute in a sense because we know 2 plus 2 is 4, right? And we know mathematics works.
Are they out there to be discovered, and if so, where?
Well, here's the thing, we have discovered them.
Well, we have discovered them, yeah.
And we use them.
Oh, yeah, no, and they give us good answers.
Exactly, they give us very good answers.
I know this.
Now, the thing is, again, it goes back to the question. How out of irrationality do you get rationality? Do you get a rational universe? Do you get immaterial, if you like, entities, abstract entities such as numbers, which are absolute? Do you get laws, which are definitive? How do you get these things?
No, I have no idea. Really, quite honestly, I wouldn't have an answer.